Welcome back. Today, we are learning how to measure system performance. If our system starts getting twice as much traffic, how do we know if it is slowing down? To answer this, we need numbers. First, we look at batch systems. These are systems that crunch data in the background. Here, we care about throughput. Think of this like a factory. Throughput is simply how many boxes we can build and ship out every single second. But for online systems, like a website or a phone app, we care about response time. This is the exact time between a user clicking a button on their phone and the screen finally showing them the result. Users do not care about your factory throughput, they only care about how fast their own page loads. Now, many people use the words latency and response time as if they mean the same thing. But they are completely different. Imagine going to a popular restaurant. Latency is the time you spend just waiting in line before you even order. In a computer, latency is the time a request sits dormant in a queue, waiting for the server to wake up and look at it. Response time is the whole experience. It is the time waiting in line, plus the time the chef takes to cook the food, plus the time the waiter takes to bring it to your table. In a computer, response time includes network delays and processing time. And remember, if you click a button 10 times, you will get 10 slightly different response times. It is never just one single number. Because response times are always changing, companies often proudly report their average response time. But average is a very bad metric. The normal average is called the arithmetic mean. You add up all the times and divide by the number of users. Why is this bad? Imagine you serve 9 users very fast, in 1 second. But the 10th user waits for 50 seconds. The average says your system is fast. But that average hides the fact that one real human being had a terrible, broken experience. To fix this, smart engineers use percentiles. If you take all your users and line them up from the fastest to the slowest, the person standing exactly in the middle is your median, or P50. If your median is 200 milliseconds, you know for a fact that exactly half of your users are happy, and half are waiting longer. But what about the slow half? To find out how bad things are, we look at the high percentiles. We look at the P95 and the P99. If your P99 is 1.5 seconds, it means 99 out of 100 requests were fast. But 1 out of 100 users experienced a slow load time. These are your system's extreme outliers. Companies like Amazon take this very seriously. Amazon actually measures the P999. This means the slowest one person out of 1,000. Why do they care about just one person? Because in retail, the user whose request takes the longest is usually the user with the biggest shopping cart. They have the most data. Your slowest users are often your best, highest paying customers. You cannot afford to ignore them. Finally, let us look at what makes these high percentiles so slow. It is usually caused by a chain reaction. First is head of line blocking. A server can only do a few things at once. If one request is very heavy and slow, it acts like a slow customer at the front of a cash register line. All the fast, simple requests behind them get stuck waiting. The server looks slow to everyone, just because of one heavy request. Second is tail latency amplification. Modern web pages are complex. When you load a page, it might ask 5 different backend servers for data. The page will not finish loading until the very last server replies. So, it only takes one single slow server to ruin the experience for the user. We must measure performance properly, or we will never know our users are suffering. Thank you for watching, and keep building great systems.